People look at you strangely when you say you ride alone. They call it dangerous, antisocial, selfish. Your family imagines the worst. Your friends ask why you don't ride with a group. Strangers assume a man on a bike by himself must be running from something. And still you turn the key, pull on the gloves, and ride anyway. That choice says more about your psychology than most people notice, and more than you have admitted to yourself. This isn't about chasing adrenaline. This isn't about hating people, and it's definitely not about proving you're tough. What happens inside a rider who chooses the empty road is far more precise, far more personal, and far more powerful than those lazy labels. Men who ride alone are not lost. They are wired for a kind of silence most people cannot handle. Here's where it begins. The accepted path is comfort. Drive the safer car, take the planned route, stay surrounded by people, keep your life predictable enough that nothing sharp can touch you. But that kind of safety can turn a man numb. No wind pressure, no engine vibration, no private confrontation with himself, and something inside you rejects living as a passenger in your own nervous system. Psychologists call one part of this sensation seeking, the personality trait that pulls a person toward intense, varied, physically real experiences. Not chaos, not stupidity, a trait. And riders, especially men who ride alone, often carry this trait with more intensity than the people who judge them. But sensation-seeking does not mean you want to crash. It means ordinary life often feels too muted, too padded, too rehearsed. A motorcycle gives your nervous system something honest to work with. Throttle control, lean angle, road texture, brake pressure, wind speed, blind corners, engine response. Everything gives immediate feedback. That is why riding alone can feel so clean. No audience, no group pace, no performance, just you, the machine, and the road asking for complete attention. What others call dangerous, your brain may experience as the rare moment life finally feels fully awake. There's a man named Daniel, 41, who works in project management. His whole day is status calls, spreadsheets, polite emails, deadlines, and problems that never have a clean finish. Nothing in his work has weight. Nothing has heat. Even stress arrives through a screen. He bought his first bike after a year where he felt like his life had become nothing but maintenance. Pay the bills, answer the messages, keep the calendar full, smile when required. Then one Sunday he rode alone before sunrise. No group chat, no destination. Just a cold engine warming under him, a quiet street, and that first clean pull onto an empty road. 20 minutes later, he noticed something strange. His mind had stopped arguing with itself. No replaying conversations. No imaginary fights. No pressure to explain who he was. His attention had narrowed to the curve ahead. The sound of the motor, the grip of the tires, the air hitting his chest. That is the part outsiders miss. For some men, riding alone is not escape. It is the first place their mind finally stops running. That feeling connects to something psychologists call self-determination, the deep human need to feel that your actions come from you, not from pressure, approval, fear, routine, or someone else's script. Modern life attacks that need quietly. You follow traffic, follow schedules, follow notifications, follow social rules. Even your rest is measured by apps, your opinions shaped by feeds, your choices filtered through what other people might think. A solo ride gives that authority back. Nobody chooses the road for you. Nobody sets the pace. Nobody tells you when to stop, when to pass, when to breathe, or when to keep going. Every decision belongs to you. The route, the speed, the corner entry, the distance between you and the next vehicle. The moment you pull over just to look at the sky beside your bike. And beneath that is another layer, internal validation. You are not riding for applause. There is no crowd watching. No one claps when you handle a difficult bend correctly. But you know. That private knowing matters. Because a man who rides alone is practicing something rare. trusting his own judgment without needing the world to confirm it. But honesty matters here. Not every man has a healthy relationship with riding alone. The same road that brings a man back to himself can also become a place he disappears into. If the bike becomes the only way you can calm down, the only place you can feel powerful, the only thing that keeps you from facing a broken relationship, a dead job, or emotions you refuse to name, then riding has shifted into something darker. Psychologists would call that avoidance coping, using an intense activity to regulate pain without actually dealing with the source of it. And this is where a rider has to be brutally honest with himself. Are you riding because the road makes you present, or because silence at home feels unbearable? The healthy version makes you clearer when you return. The unhealthy version only delays the damage waiting for you. The difference is not the motorcycle. The difference is what you are asking it to carry. Here's the test. What version of you comes back from the ride? If you return calmer, sharper, more patient, and more willing to face your life, the road is probably regulating you in a healthy way. It is giving you distance without making you disappear. But if you come back craving more speed, more danger, more isolation, or you feel irritated the moment real life touches you again, look closer. Are you riding to meet yourself or to outrun yourself? The bike is not the problem. The reason you climb onto it decides whether it builds you or drains you. There is another layer outsiders miss. Solo riding is not the same as loneliness. A lonely man wants connection but feels locked outside it. A solitary rider chooses distance because distance helps him hear himself again. That difference matters. Before a ride, many men perform the same small ritual: checking tire pressure, tightening a glove strap, clicking the visor down, listening to the idle settle. Those actions are not random. They create a transition point. Psychology calls this a ritualized reset, a repeated behavior that tells the nervous system, now we leave one version of life and enter another. There's a man named Marcus, 36, a diesel mechanic from Ohio. At work, everyone needs something from him: customers, co-workers, supervisors, family. By Friday evening, he feels used up but not sad enough to explain it. So he rides alone for 90 minutes on county roads. No music, no phone mount, just fence lines, shifting gears, and the smell of cut grass after sundown. He says the ride does not solve his problems, it sorts them. That is the hidden value. Solitude on a motorcycle does not isolate a man from life. Done right, it returns him with cleaner edges. Marcus's ride matters because it does more than calm him down. It changes the way he recognizes himself. There is a psychology concept called identity restoration. In simple terms, it is what happens when a person gets back in contact with the parts of himself that daily life keeps covering up. Not the job title, not the family role, not the useful man everyone depends on. The actual man underneath all of that. For many solo riders, the motorcycle becomes a place where that restoration happens fast. No one is watching how you sit. No one needs you to explain your mood. No one is asking you to be agreeable, productive, entertaining, strong, available, or easy to manage. You are not performing competence, you are practicing it. That kind of private self-contact builds confidence because it reminds a man that he can make decisions without applause. It strengthens stress resilience because the ride proves he can stay steady inside pressure. Wind, traffic, corners, weather, fatigue, none of it cares about your image. And maybe that is why the solo ride feels so personal. When the noise, roles, and expectations fall away, the man on the bike meets the version of himself that was still there. So yes, the warnings are real. The people who worry about you are not always weak, controlling, or ignorant. Sometimes they are scared because they love you. Sometimes they understand the risk clearly. A motorcycle gives a man less protection than a car. Weather matters. Bad drivers matter. One careless second can change everything. That truth deserves respect. But the warning is still incomplete. It measures injury, insurance, impact, and probability. It rarely measures the slow damage of never choosing anything that makes you feel fully present. It does not measure the cost of living so carefully that your body stays safe while your spirit becomes quiet. So the deeper question is not simply, is riding alone risky? It is, what part of you disappears when every decision is built around never feeling danger, intensity, or freedom? Every meaningful life has a price. Comfort has a price. Safety has a price. Freedom has a price too. You did not choose to ride alone because you were reckless, broken, antisocial, or trying to impress anyone. You chose it because somewhere inside you, you understood a calculation most people never make. A man can protect himself from every possible danger and still lose contact with the part of him that feels alive. So when you pull on the helmet, tighten the gloves, thumb the starter, and feel the engine wake beneath you, it is not just transportation. It is a declaration. This is the kind of man you choose to be. Not numb, not managed, not half awake. Present, disciplined, and free. If this video made you feel seen, subscribe for more psychology videos built for men who think deeper than they say out loud. And comment below, what was the ride that changed something inside you?